I could see I wasn't going to get anywhere with Zoot. So I got in my car to hightail it over to the Countess's place. That dame still had a lot of talking to do. I've always said there's only one thing worse than a dame, and that's two dames. But I was kind of hoping this one would turn out to be innocent, if there was such a thing as an innocent dame.
As soon as I got into my car, I knew there was something wrong. I put her in reverse and backed out onto the highway.
Then I found I couldn't get her out of reverse. Pretty soon, I started to pick up speed. Next thing I found myself traveling down Glendale Boulevard at over 90 miles an hour, going backwards!
Surprised to see me, huh? I was a little backward in coming forward, but I got here. Mind if I come inside? Took you unawares, huh?
Yeah, you sure did. Can I fix you a drink?
A highball would be fine.
I'm right out of highballs, Mr. Spark.
All right, straight bourbon. I always come equipped with this kind of thing. You know, nobody has highballs anymore, you know, but I always bring my own with me just in case.
Are you making any headway with this case, Mr. Spark?
Headway is a good question, Countess. I thought I was making some headway until I got into my car. I wasn't making any headway at all then.
I don't quite follow you.
You don't, huh? Someone tried to kill me, Countess.
Tried to kill you? Well, that proves I was right. Someone did kill my husband. Do you have any idea who it was yet?
Not yet, but I'm not giving up until I do.
Is there something wrong? Are you catching cold?
No. That perfume. You always use that kind.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Désir de nuit. You like it?
Désir de nuit, huh? Very pleasant. Familiar, too.
Familiar, but I have it specially imported.
Oh, yeah? Do you, Countess, recognize this?
Where did you get those?
They were found in Leroy Henry's apartment. It seems he was wearing a pair exactly like it when they found him.
Found him?
Dead.
Brad, I'm so frightened.
Just keep cool, Countess. Don't get into a phase lock loop about it.
But how can you stay so cool with all this killing?
Staying cool was something I learned out in the Narn. You know, I had time to think about things then, when I was lying out under the stars, with the bursting of the howitzers all around me, the smell of the burning villages in the distance. I still wake up every night from that same recurring dream. You know, it's like I'm afraid to go back to sleep in case it's nothing but repeats. You know, I had time to think about things then, but I never had really, was never really able to work it out. You see, you spell man backwards. Comes out man. Think that's funny, huh? You spell VX backwards. Comes out TF. There's got to be a Yiddish word for something. And another thing. You spell Brad Spark backwards. Comes out barred craps. What do you want? Christopher Marlowe? Now, come on. Now, that's a literary joke. There's an intelligent man over here who got that. What do you want, Christopher Marlowe? No! Above all, you spell live, backwards. You're probably dyslexic. So I held her for a while, but I had to break away. It wasn't easy, I can tell you. I still had a few things on my mind. Now don't worry, that day didn't fool me easily. I mean, I'm not easily fooled at all. I left a few electronic devices of my own, as you noticed in that glass, just to keep a sort of electronic eye on her, you know? You see, Black Spark trusts no man or woman. Not a name, Black Spark, haha.
Alright, so you stayed in last night, and you just watched TV. You get the answers right with so much facility. It's just like you learned a script, a whole scenario. I tell you that it all gets ripped unless you can show me you can back it up. I hope that you can back it up. Just tell me you can back it up. Well, I hope that you can back it up. You're always making claims because you're full of shit. You ate so many things they didn't know what to get. So you got this to fire and deny inside mine. But I assume you're lying unless I can find that you can back it up. I hope that you can back it up. Just tell me you can back it up. I hope that you can back it up. Then we're gonna back it up. So you stayed in last night. No, just watch TV. That's a good one. You get the answers right. Such facility. It's all like you learned the script. A whole scenario. But it all gets ripped unless you can show that you can back it up. I hope that you can back it up. Now, like I've always said, and like I said before, there's only one thing worse than one day, and that's 2 days. The next on my list was the home of another, very different sort of a day.
You again? Every time I see you, it's either an unpaid parking fine or an accidental death.
Oh yeah? What happened this time?
Thermostat control went crazy. Trying to lay the house been fried and then frozen. Those bubblehead machines of yours ought to be rounded up and melted down, Star.
They don't go wrong by themselves, Corelli. Someone has to tell them what to do.
Which reminds me, you paid that fine yet, Star?
Sure I paid it. I keep paying that fine, Corelli. Same fine over and over again.
Spark, pay that fine or you won't be playing any more computer games, okay?
But Sergeant!
Pay it!
Oh my God, look at this. Penetration is not important, huh? That's what you want. Ah, what's this ugly looking thing here mean? Now look, sister, I want to ask you some questions, okay? Don't get smart.
Not another male cop. Why don't they send a woman along? Women make better cops anyway. They can use their intuition better.
I'm not a male cop. I'm a private dick.
That's a good one. I never saw a dick yet that was private.
You know what this is, don't you?
Yeah, it's a screwdriver. I bet that's the only kind of screwing you get to do.
I'm gonna unscrew you, sister, if I get any more sexo-political crap out of you, okay? Now, I wanna know a few things here. First of all, What's your name?
Jim.
Jim! How do you spell that?
G-I-N.
G-I-N. Jim. Got a speech impediment, doesn't she? All right, Jim. Your owner's name was Grafton, right?
Selena Grafton.
What was her occupation?
She was a writer. I was her secretary. Her private secretary.
What kind of things does she write?
Books. Articles.
Yes, I know books, articles. Books, articles about what?
Health. Astrology. Parapsychology.
Parrot! Psychology! What does a parrot need psychology for? Now, come on.
Not parrot. Parapsychology. You know, telekinesis, telepathy, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I know the kind of thing. Mind. Right. You know, guy with a blindfold on goes down amongst the audience looking for us. You know, hang on, guy with a blindfold stays on the stage, otherwise he'd trip over, wouldn't he? No, the guy with a blindfold on stays on the stage. Anyway, mind reading, you know, they talk in a prearranged code.
No, not that stuff. That's a vaudeville term. Selena was interested in the controlled experiments they're doing now. You know the kind of thing. You concentrate on a symbol and try to send it to someone else just by concentrating.
A symbol, you say?
It's usually a basic geometric symbol. There's a set of cards printed with them on.
Basic geometric symbol, huh? Like a triangle, for instance.
Right, yeah, trust you to think of that one.
All right, then, how about a square?
They use a square too, and a circle, waves, and a star.
And these symbols come printed on cards, you say?
That's it.
About that size.
You got it.
Printed in black and white.
Right.
Printed in Massachusetts.
How do I know?
Frayed at the edges.
Yours would be.
Now don't go away, Jim. Otherwise, I may have to do some alterations to your circuit so you wind up dedicated to nothing but budgeting household accounts. Know what I mean?
No, not me. I'm a business machine, filing system, and word processor.
All right, that's enough out of you. Now listen. Telepathy. Direct thought interface. It was all starting to add up. First off, a small company called Biotron making direct thought interface units disappears without a trace. There's a telepathy card in their garbage can. Next on my list is a guy who falls or is thrown by his automatic curtaining device from his 35th story window wearing a pair of ladies' underdrawers. There is a telepathy card in his apartment. It was all starting to add up to something. It's what I wasn't quite clear on yet, but I had that feeling, you know, that sort of feeling you all seen private detectives get, you know. I had that feeling that you could call what do they call it now? Sort of like a, you know, like Richard III, you know, like I had a stoop! That's right! I knew I was on the right track.
You stick with telepathy, Mr. Private Dick. That's the right track to be on. It's gonna liberate us all one day. Women, machines, and men.
Don't give me that crap.
trust. The day will dawn. When it's gone, nothing will dawn. No trust. One day we'll see the bright light, true liberty, and inside of locked in Sunday, coming today, a day from
How very clever of you, Mr. Spark.
Countess.
It leads down into the cellar. Why don't we go down there together? There's someone I think you should meet.
I was wondering when you were going to show up, Countess. You don't think you're going to get away with this, do you? I took the precaution of tipping off Sergeant Corelli before I got here. In fact, he's right behind you now. Hey, what kept you, Corelli? Don't shoot, Corelli! You might hit me! All right, so you're too smart to fall for an old trick like that, huh?